Hello and welcome to today's Temple Report. To me, guest presenter Jim Dowson. God bless you, one and all who's on here. The now Westover 1314. How you doing? Ewan Eggestrom's in the room. Nice to see you, Ewan. Nice to see you. This thing's. Why can I not read this? Paul Telford's there as well. Yes, and Roger Madison. God bless you, my dear friend. Clever guy, that Roger Madison. And Anthony H. God bless you, sir. Yes, welcome and a very happy St. George's Day to all our Sassenach brethren. Sassenach, what does that mean? Sassenach, strangers, the Saxon strangers, Sassenach. So there you go. In fact, Big Peter, who you've all been helping to bring, Big Peter from Hungary, his name's Peter Sass, which is Peter Saxon. So there we go. So he's probably not a Hun, he's a Saxon. So well done to all the English folk and happy St. George's Day. It's getting popular again. It should be a bank holiday. St. Andrew's Day is, St. Patrick's Day is, and I believe St. David's Day is in Wales, but St. George's not, and it should be. So we should have a public holiday for St. George's Day. I suppose the Americans don't really understand all this, that all these countries have patron saints. It's very big in Europe. Each country is a patron saint, but especially in the British Isles. You get St. Andrew for Scotland, St. Patrick for Ireland, St. David for Wales, and St. George for England. Yes. But let's have a wee bit of scripture before we continue, okay? Psalm 136, starting at the beginning of the chapter here. Hear ye the Lord. O give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. O give thanks unto the God of gods, for his mercy endureth forever. O give thanks to the Lord of lords, for his mercy endureth forever. To him who alone doth great wonders, for his mercy endureth forever. Amen. Amen. O Lord will add this, his blessing to this, the public reading of his infallible, inspired, and inerrant word. And the people of God said, Amen. That's Bible bashing. Nothing wrong with a bit of Bible bashing, let me tell you. God bless you all. Right. Good news is, in a couple of weeks' time, the new annual report will be out. The new annual report shall be out. Yes. A wee bit late as usual, but it'll be out, and it's a good one. So we'll get that up soon so you can order them. Okay. That'll be done. Excellent. Sammy's just to be seen. We've got a young fella in labouring. That massive mound out there. A skip holds 8 ton, and we filled it to the brim and then some, just to make way for the night ceremony. So we've had to do a lot of double handling. We've had to move all the insulation down into the garden, move a lot of stuff about, a lot of hassle. But it is what it is, and we've got to do all the rubble. So I don't think there'll be another skip of rubble. We'll be lucky between now and the end of the job if we even fill one other skip, because all that stuff's done now. So all in, I think we filled 7 skips. So the guts are 50 ton. Yeah, about 40 odd ton of rubble come out of that house. It's hard to believe, isn't it? But that's the facts speak for themselves. So almost, say at least 40 ton, at least 40 ton, 40 tons has come out of that house. I don't know how. I know when you come and see it, you'll think, hey, you ain't done much work. You'll never realise how much work's been done and how much stone and rubble and we dug out the floors. I forgot that. We dug out the floors in the back, didn't we? Yeah, that was a lot. That was about 2 skips alone. So there we go. It's all going well. Matthew Schneider, how you doing, Big Matthew? I haven't seen you for a while. God bless you. Nice to see you. Jerry Francis in here. Yes, happy St. George's Day to you, Sassenach, Franson. Well, she's a bit Dutch and Frisian and all that. That's, by the way, the Frisian, the Dutch and the Frisian blood is actually proved to be the same blood as the ancient Celtic DNA of the original Britons. The Britons, it's the same blood. The Dutch and the Frisian blood, the ancient blood of the Picts and all that, and the Ulad from Ulster, that's where Ulster gets his name. It's the same DNA. That is the original inhabitants of these isles. So isn't that marvellous? Michael Stewart, Michael Schneider, Matthew Schneider, how you doing? Yes, amazing. So anyway, I'm going to show you a wee quick film now. It's St. George's Day, so we're going to go a wee bit English. But I want to just explain. This is a wee video I've seen. It's okay. It's not massively accurate, but it gives you an overview of who St. George was. Have a wee look at this. It's only a few minutes long, and then we'll come back and have a wee blather. But really good stuff to show today, so stick with us, and you'll see what we've got. So here is, who is St. George?
Today is St. George's Day. Your patron saint wasn't English. Your flag wasn't English either. Here's who he was, and why we claimed them both. His name was George. Born in Cappadocia, now Turkey. The empire took him and made him a sword. He served it well, and he rose, until he stood at the emperor's shoulder, He became one of the most trusted blades in Rome. Then, in the year 303, the emperor issued an order: persecute every Christian in the empire, torture them, execute them. Every member of the Praetorian Guard was to take part. George refused. He walked into the emperor's full court and declared himself a Christian, and told the emperor his order was cruel. One of the emperor's closest guards had said no. They tried to break him slowly. They offered him his life back, gold, land, a return to the guard. He refused. On the 23rd of April, 303, they beheaded him. That was 1,723 years ago today. George was buried in Lydda, now in Israel. A soldier who said no had become a saint. Pilgrims traveled from across Christendom to his tomb. 7 nations named him their patron saint. The whole Christian world took him in. In 1099, the Republic of Genoa adopted his cross. The Genoese navy was one of the most feared in the Mediterranean. Barbary pirates avoided any ship flying the flag. One look at it sent them home. In 1190, Richard the Lionheart signed a treaty with Genoa. English ships would fly the Genoese flag for protection. English sailors flew a flag that wasn't yet theirs. For centuries, Richard the Lionheart made George the protector of his soldiers. In 1348, Edward III made him the patron saint of England. In 1415, at the battle that made England, Henry V cried his name. Cry God for Harry. England and St. George. A Roman soldier from Cappadocia became the name Englishmen died for. His name is on your church, your pub, the shirt you wear when you watch England play. Look around you. He is still here. We didn't inherit our patron saint. We chose him. And we chose a soldier who stood for what was right. A man who said no when his government ordered cruelty. A soldier's refusal, a legacy to be proud of. That is your history. This is who we are. Be part of us. Be proud of us. Help us find what Britain has forgotten and tell it properly. proudofus.co.uk/support.
Well, interesting, isn't it? Because the original patron saint of England was St. Athelstan, who was killed. Was it? Oh, wait a minute. I'm getting mixed up now. Or maybe St. Edmund. I can't remember if it was St. Edmund. Yeah, the first king was Athelstan. So the original saint was St. Edmund, who the Vikings fired arrows into. So he was the original patron saint. And the flag of England was always a big dragon thing, wasn't it? It was always a big dragon. So there we go. But a wonderful story. And people, all the lefties come on every day. I'm fed up with them today. Oh, he wasn't English, Yeah, Jesus wasn't English either. Paul the Apostle wasn't English. John the Baptist wasn't English. We know these things. Give us a break. We're not interested. Go away. And why are you so obsessed with somebody's ethnicity? You're a racist. It's like the only people who hone in on this racist stuff are the lefties. They're bonkers. They're completely bonkers. Oh dear, I don't know. Or it was some. Oh, do you know something? There's a video I was meant to put down today, and I went and forgot to download it. I don't know if you've seen this, but there was the big thing the day yesterday was the State Department announced that they've took Southern Poverty Law Group. They're getting charged because of the money laundering and electronic fraud and all the rest of it. But it's come out the day. I don't know if any of you have seen this film. I wonder if I can get it in time. I don't know if I could download it now. I don't think I can. Anyway, it came out that Southern Poverty Law Group, the mad lefties, our equivalent in Britain is Hope Not Hate, they've been financing most of the neo-Nazi the Aryan Nation, the American National Socialist Party, all the Reds. We told everybody this. Now, if you don't believe me, go on to the web. We did a website called altrightnotright.com. I'll put it up here. Hold on. Oh, dear me. I see I put it up here. I can hardly see. That's it. Right. Not right.com. Okay. Altrightnotright.com. Nick Griffin did that with us about 10 years ago. And we said about, was it Richard Spencer you call him? Or Richard Spencer, him that ran the whole Charlottesville thing and all that nonsense. We told people these people are agents provocateurs being paid for by the left. It was obvious. And we told people don't go to Charlottesville. But we told people loads of them. And that's why if anybody contacts us in the sort of hardcore right wing and that, we do go and see them. We sit down with them. And then we walk away normally because we can tell at 100 paces, feds. Now, the people in the group might not be feds, but the people who are running the group are very close to the leadership, or there will always be Southern Poverty Law, or Hope Not Hate, because there's a certain behaviour they got indulged in. Normally throwing Roman salutes all the time, shouting Sikh Heil, or 1488 or 14 words, you know all that stuff, white power, neo-Nazis, all that stuff, always the same. These people do not actually exist. They only exist because left-wing groups finance certain crazy individuals to make them exist, because without these groups, they don't get their due funding. Do you understand? That's why Tommy Robinson's funded. That's why Paul Golding's funded. That's why all these hardcore right-wing neo-Nazi groups are funded in this country and America. Because without them, the lefties cannot go to the Jews and frighten them and say, you need to give us money to stop these people. They need those groups to exist. Yeah. So that's come out. I think it was that guy. Is it Patel, one of your guy, some kind of Indian guy, and as he the Attorney General or something? He announced it yesterday. I wish I had the film to show you, but I don't. So I'm an idiot. Anyway, I think Nick covered it yesterday, mind you. So there you go. Just shows you. And we keep telling you that. And there's a lot of them in this country, a lot of them in Britain. Mark Collett, all of those parties, Kenny Smith, his party, all of these people who are a bit neo-Nazi, they're all tarred with a one brush. You need to be careful with them. Stay away from them. Dangerous. Marty, BFP, how you doing? And Andy Lightman, how you doing, Andy? Nice to see you. Yep, Neo-Negron, and surprise, the majority of these neo-Nazi groups hate Christians. Of course, nearly all the neo-Nazi groups hate Christians. That's how we take nothing to do with them. We went years ago to Ukraine and we met with Azov and the right bloc and all that. And wouldn't touch them because they were all mad Christian-hating neo-Nazi crazy heads. And isn't it odd that the people who financed Azov, who are neo-Nazis, are a bunch of Jewish oligarchs? Yeah. You don't understand that, do you? The right wing, really, neo-Nazi Azov battalion deposed the government, are financed by Jewish businessmen, and they imposed a Jewish prime minister. You couldn't make it up. Money talks, as Neil Diamond says. It doesn't have. Anyway, Kash Patel, that's it, head of the FBI. Yes, thanks, Troy, that's him. Kash Patel. Can you not find an American to do that job? Patel? Gupta? Everywhere. Anyway, I think he's not too bad. But anyway, let's have a wee look here and see what we've got. I wanted to show you something. Well, you won't often see me playing this guy on here, but I've got to play you a wee touch of the Alex Jones. Yes, Alex Jones, SPLC, that's it, funding opposition to justify their existence. I told you Roger Mazda's a smart guy. That's the words I was looking for. And it's the same here in Britain. We Hope Not Hate. They've got to fund the opposition to justify their existence. It's a racket. The whole thing is a racket. So anyway, Alex Jones has been saying some crazy stuff. Well, he says crazy stuff all the time. We know that. He's Alex Jones. But, if anybody will ask me, and I think somebody did ask me a few years ago, Alex Jones, is he Welsh? I says, it's a Welsh name, but I'm sure he's Scotch-Irish. I'm sure he's an Ulster Scot hillbilly, because he's wild. He's mad. He says crazy stuff and he doesn't give a monkeys. Anyway, he comes out with some very good, interesting facts and figures here. Have a look at this and we'll have a discussion about it. Have a look. This is really interesting. If you have any Scotch-Irish blood or whatever, hillbilly blood, and you have a look at this.
In the CIA's own documents and Ford Foundation, you look these up, by the 20s they said, we've studied the peoples of the world, and they said the Scots, because it was British intelligence running it, they said the Scots continually resist, and the spirit of the Scots jumped into the Revolutionary War in 1776. The Scots were behind the Texas Revolution, which is true. And when they talk about killing Western civilization, they said the Scottish spirit has infested the West, and white people must be destroyed because the Scottish spirit has possessed them. You can look this up. That's what they say. But it was the Gaelics in general. The Romans had conquered everybody, but they couldn't conquer. So they built Hadrian's Wall north of London to try to keep the Welsh and then above them the Scots out. And they say in the literature, they go, in the anthropology, the sociology, they say, the Scots just won't be assimilated. Now they're total leftists and have, because it was a creepy, not a frontal attack. Now they've cut the Scots' balls off. And by the way, I'm proud of my Scottish heritage. I had 3 genetic tests done for medical reasons. And because you do the cheap ones, they're all fake. They just give you garbage. But I did my genetic testing. I know I was a little bit Scot. I didn't realize I was a lot more Scot than I thought. So I guess that kind of explains it. You know, Trump's half Scottish, but I guess he's gotten away from what he's supposed to do. But they do notice over and over again, it's people with Scottish bloodlines that are the biggest problems for their agenda. That's recognized. Look it up. It's very interesting, isn't it? Very, very interesting. But Gaelics in general, Brits, Irish, all of it, Welsh, they don't like us. For whatever reason, in Satan's plan, we just don't fit in. There's a problem with the Scots, and then they...
There's a problem with the Scots. Don't we know? I think he's a wee mixed up. He's saying the Gaels. No, the Gaels are Irish, and they only came here about 2,000 years ago. He's talking about the Scots, and the actual original Scots weren't even Scots. The Gaels gave their name to Scotland, but before that, it was called Alba. It was the Picts. It was the original indigenous inhabitants in this country I was talking about earlier, and their bloodline is shared by the Dutch and the Frisians from Belgium. They were the first inhabitants here. And so you've got the Ulad in Ulster, the Picts in Scotland, and the Welsh, the Brythonics. They call them the Brythonics. And we all spoke a form of Brythonic. And of course, back then, the Welsh lived in Scotland, Strathclyde, and the Picts were further north. But the Scots came in the 8th century and pushed the Welsh down into Wales. But the Welsh used to live near Glasgow. So, yeah, there is a problem. And you know, if you look at many, I think there's 15 or 16 American presidents from Scotch-Irish bloodline. And remember, don't get confused, because Scotch-Irish bloodline means there's absolutely zero Irish blood in them. I'm 94% Scotch, Ulster Scotch, Scotch-Irish. I have not one single drop of Irish blood in me. None whatsoever. Not even a half of 1%. Zero. So it's very different. Scotch-Irish are the original inhabitants. What you would call them, the old word was the Cruthin. And they were the same people from Stonehenge to Inverness in Scotland to Armagh, Ireland, and they built the Stonehenges, you know, the circular stone things. We done that. We built them. That was our thing. And we were one people, right from the top of Scotland, right to the very south of England, and over into eastern Ireland. We were the same people, the Britons, the ancient Britons. Isn't that wonderful? But that's who we are. Yep. Or you're going to get that, Scott. And Alex Jones, the reason people don't like us because we're extraordinarily stubborn and unreasonable. You know, the British Army, the English officers are saying, if you want to take a trench, an enemy trench, send in the Irish because they're crazy, mad fighting people. But if you want to keep that trench, put the Scots in it. They're dogged and determined and unreasonable. So this sums up here. There's a sketch done by a comedian here, William Ulsterman, and this sums up our intransigence. And by the way, I know it's funny, we laugh at it, and it's something making fun of my people, but it's very, very, very close to the truth of our people. We are a very obstinate people. And where do you think you get it from, my American friends? Where do you think you get it from? Why do you think those Texans are stark raving mad? And those Southern hillbillies? Here's where they get it from.
Oh, hello. You must be Jeffrey's cousin from Belfast. I'm June Binfield. Nice to meet you.
William Ulsterman. I shall judge whether it is nice to meet you, Mrs. Binfield, by your actions, not your empty words.
Oh, righty-ho. Would you care for a canopy, Mr. Ulsterman?
I should indeed. I should care for cheddar cheese and pineapple on a stick.
Oh, sorry. Don't seem to have any of that. There's quiche slices.
I have made a legitimate and peaceful request for cheddar cheese and pineapple on a stick.
Well, I'd give it to you if I had it, Mr. Ulsterman, but I'm afraid I haven't. I'm ever so sorry.
I totally and utterly reject your expressions of sorrow. Let nobody be in any doubt these are crocodile tears ye are crying. For hundreds of years, my community has enjoyed cheddar cheese and pineapple on a stick. And today, ye have been seen to trample our demands contemptuously unto the mud. Ye vile hag, you shall be judged guilty.
Now, you're just being unreasonable.
Mrs. Binfield! Mrs. Binfield! Mrs. Binfield! Mrs. Binfield! It is not me who is being unreasonable. It is ye! Ye have single-handedly destroyed the spirit of all true Christian people at this special time of year. You loathsome, fat, ugly bitch. May you burn in hell.
Pizza?
Nobody is more committed to the search for Peter than me. But to try and impose your Peter upon me is insulting, outrageous, and arrogant. Merry Christmas.
So I hope that makes a bit of sense now, and why we are like the way we are, and why I am the way I am. Yes, deeply. What's this dog doing? Look, you haven't seen the dog. You can't see Holly because you're in my jacket. There she is. Look at black she is. You can't see her on the screen. There she is. Good girl. Fierce dog. She's the guardian of the priory. I haven't got the pictures, but I should tell you this. You know that tree, the apple tree that fell over because it had 2 tons of apples on it, ripped out with the roots, and it was rootless, and we cut the branches off. It was just a stump, and we thought, plant it. And we planted it about 2 feet away, 3 feet away. Anyway, there's shoots coming out it. Now, I don't know if that's just the residue from the tree. I don't know. But we have a certain saying thing. In Ireland, we're a bit superstitious. We are, actually. There are certain types of tree. There's trees and woodlands. Just you were driving through Ulster and you'll see a field and there's just a wee clump of trees in the middle of the field. Okay? They're called rahims. Is it rahim? Rahims. And that's special places. You're going to laugh at me, but I'm being serious. Jada Franson was once in the pub with us in Ireland and somebody was talking about this. She was like, what? These are pagans. No, but we're Celtic people. Anyway, a rahim's a wee bunch of trees that nobody will touch. Even when we were building the motorway recently, about a few years ago now, they had to reroute the motorway slightly because no contractor would pull down this wee tiny clump of trees about 20 feet by 20 feet. Nobody would touch them because that's Rahim, the fairy fort. I know, I'm being serious. Nobody will touch it. The contractors, multi-million pound contract. You can keep it, we'll walk away, we ain't touching it. So they reroute the motorway. It's crazy. Anyway, our tree, and they call them enchanted places. And nobody will touch an enchanted place. And our tree, if it lives, everybody's going to be around here. The whole district's going to be around looking at it because this thing had no roots. It was uprooted. It's a stump. It's just a big stump. It's just a big stump line. There's an apple tree with no roots. And buds have started coming out. So it could well be classed soon as we need to wait till after this year because it might just be the residue sapping it. I don't know how it works. But if that tree lives and it's sprouting green shoots, if that lives, that would be classed as Rahim. That would be classed as a fairy tree. And it would be very famous in these parts. But we always did think the tree was special. I know this sounds nuts, and you're probably sitting in America saying, what are these people on about? If that tree lives, I'm telling you, there'll be people around here that will come and visit that tree because it'll be classed as Rahim. And nobody will touch it. Nobody will get in it. So even if we need to build something out there, we can't. We cannot. If that tree lives, we could not ever go over that tree, or we'd be run out of this town. It would be unacceptable. So there we go. Bizarre stuff. I'm quite sure these things were mental, but here we go with the fairies again. I know, it's madness. And of course, we Protestants say about the Catholic, it's them, they're all superstitious. Jada was in the pub this night, we're having this conversation. And one of the boys there was a Protestant farmer. And he said, these crazy Catholics are very superstitious people, primitive people, the Irish Catholics, very superstitious. And I said to him, would you touch Rahim? No. So he's the same. We're all the same. But if that tree, and that tree is actually, there's buds coming out of that tree. It's got no roots. It's just a big couple of branches. It's a stump. It might be residual. I don't know. But if that tree actually comes back to life again, that would be classed as a fairy tree, Rahim, and you cannot touch it. It's more than your life's worth to touch that thing. So there we go. I'll get some pictures for you next week. I'll show you some pictures next week. You got a picture of Sammy, didn't you? The bud's coming in it. Yeah. Anyway, that's William Ulsterman. Very unreasonable people, but there we go. We know that. I had something else to know. Where is it? A good thing that Jada done. Wait a minute. Aye. So that's William Ulsterman. That's one side of your nature, which is very unpleasant. Well, it's good if you're having to deal with some other unpleasant people, but part of that Scots DNA, which is in most Americans, is very honourable as well. It's very martial. It's very militant. It's very honourable. And every year, people from all over the world travel to Edinburgh for the thing called the Edinburgh Tattoo, which is a military display. And a lot of places filled with Americans. And there's a lot of American regiments coming, like the Marines and West Point boys, and they do the marching. And the Americans are very good at swinging those rifles about. Maybe Big John Cotter knows what I'm talking about. You know, they come and it's like really fancy. They swing their rifles around and brilliant. So the Americans come every year, not just to watch it, but to actually take part in it. So here is at the end of the night when everybody marches home, and the British Army tune for a soldiers marching home is the Black Bear. We don't do any of that. But the Americans do. We have our own tune. It's called the Black Bear, and this is what you play when you're returning to barracks at night, and it's a great tune, and all the soldiers love it because they know they're going to their beds. Have a wee listen.
And finally, the traditional tune, the Black Bear, as the massed pipes and drums head for the Royal Mile and back to barracks. From scenes like these, old Scotia's grandeur springs, but Macs are loved at hame, revered abroad. I hope you've enjoyed this unique event. I'm Bill Patterson. Thanks for watching, and whatever you are in the world, I wish you a good night from Edinburgh, and haste you back. Until the next time, may good fortune and good health be yours.
There we go. Isn't that wonderful? That's the Black Bear and Scotland the Brave. Wonderful. And, people say, well, Scotland's a very woke nation now. Well, the government is. Of course they are. Everywhere is. And so is England. But never underestimate. The Scots will rise again, believe me, and they're fierce. And the English will rise again. They're not so fierce, but they're very calculated, very determined. And when the English, because they're Germanics, remember, when they move with great efficiency and ruthless efficiency. They're no very emotional people, the English or the Germans. That's why they can do the most remarkably hideous things to their enemy. Well, we shout and bawl a lot, but we're no calculating like that. But anybody who thinks the English, the Scots, or the Irish or the Welsh are finished is a fool. We are not finished, and we'll never be finished. Well, 100 of us draw breath. The flag of Christ will fly over our lands. Now, what are those flags? Scotland has the St Andrew's Cross. Wales is the St David's Cross. Forget that dragon thing they have. Ireland is the St Patrick's Cross. And of course, today, of all days, we should celebrate that England still flies the red and white of St George, a holy Christian martyr. Now, he came in with the Normans. It used to be, that other guy I was telling you about, I can't remember his name, he was up with the arrows. But it doesn't matter. All our countries are led by a cross of Christ, all our nations. So it's not possible for us to be defeated. It's not possible. It's bad, but we'll rise again. Make no mistake about it. We shall rise again. That's a fact. So, yes, on this auspicious day, it's good to remember who we are. And it's good for me, being a Scotsman, it's brilliant to see so many English now flying the St. George's flag. You know, many years ago, folks, you find this strange in America, but many years ago, my dad used to take me to Scotland-England matches, football matches in Glasgow and Wembley. We get banned from Wembley because we invaded the pitch and stole the grass and the goalposts. They're in a pub in Glasgow now. Anyway, but I used to go there, and all the English fans were waving Union Jacks. I never ever seen in my life a St. George's flag. All the English fans are the Union Jack because they were engulfed by this experiment called the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, where the Scots held on to the culture, the Irish held on to the culture, the Welsh held on to the culture, the English gave theirs up and just became British. So 40 years ago, you would never ever see a St. George flag in a stadium. Never. Now that's all you see in England, the St. George flags. And I think it's wonderful. And people say to me, no, we're all becoming separated again. We're not becoming separated at all. I'm a Scot and I fly the Union Jack and I'm a Scot. No problem. And you can fly your St. George flag and still be a Brit. No problem. So I love to see the England flags go up. Remember, we sent a lot of English flags to our wee man, you know, the boys in the street patrols in England, and they've been putting them up all over the place, St. George flags and the Templar Cross. So keep it going, English folk. Keep it going. Paul Telford's here. Paul, I hope you've got your St. George flag up today, my friend. That's Mitch Cameron here. How you doing? Let me just get in, thank some people here. Okay. John Kopasaki's in. Hi, Michael Wells. God bless you. George Madison's. Yep. Anthony H. Scott Phillips. How you doing? Pineapple and cheese. You need them. Jerry Francis here. Andy Lightman. Yes. Jerry's having a meltdown with these fairies. Mitch Cameron and Sherry. How you doing? There we go. So yeah, what's that there? Flooring donation, Matthew Snyder. Flooring donation, thank you very much indeed. Where's John Kopasaki's here? Mitch, how you doing? Who else have we got here? I can't see. I can't. My eyes are away. Matty BFP. Anyway, there's a few people here threw some money into the flooring. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Oh, I check out my flagpole. It's on Facebook. Paul Telfer said we'll have a look at that. So there we go. Remember, we're still going mad to try and get this flooring done. Because the price is going up and we need it now rather than later, or else we need to pay more money. I can't believe that's half an inch thick. I've never seen anything like it. It's solid. It's crazy stuff. Look at it. There you go. Mad. But there we are. That's a very nice. Sammy, did you send me that picture? the wee shoots? No. Aye, send me it and I'll get it up. Anyway, there's other stuff we need to look at. Let me have a look. Now, this is a good one. A certain person who shall remain nameless, but she's in this chat, put this video out the other day. And this is brilliant. This is the best thing I've seen in a long time. Warning people, especially our American brethren, who Americans are full of trust. And they trust everybody. But sadly, there's a lot of grifters out there to take advantage of that, like Tommy Robinson and so on and so forth. So be warned. But this film sums it all up, and it's really good. So have a wee look at this.
Britain First is not racist, and we never will be. If you love Britain and our way of life, you are welcome.
Like, if you're here...
I think you're black. I think blacks
like you're English. No, but that's what I'm saying. His thing is, if you're here, you don't mind, just as long as you embrace...
I don't see skin colour. I don't care about that. I care about your political ideology, I care about your religion, and personal hygiene.
The only disgrace is you. People who think that this whole country has to be white.
And of course, there is a black community. I mean, you know, I would love to see full integration where everybody is mixing together.
In the last 20 years, the white British population has declined from 87% to 74%. Is that a concern of yours?
No.
What do you think of the fact that we're continually told by the mainstream media that Britain First are a racist organisation?
It's not a racist organisation. They have different race. I'm also supporting it.
Have you felt welcome here?
Yes.
Great, nice to meet you.
Britain First is home to thousands of patriots from ethnic minorities from all over the world.
People say, even about immigration, people think I'm against immigration. I'd open the British Embassy tomorrow in Saudi Arabia and I'd let every woman leave. Let them all come over and leave every Muslim man scratching his head going, what's going on?
America is a country of immigrants from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's a country of immigrants and settlers from the beginning.
I set up the English Defence League. I set that up based on my own principles, which were anyone can join. We actually went on to have a Sikh division, a lesbian and gay division, Jewish division.
We're just trying to raise awareness and bring the whole country together. I said, one of our main mottos, it's black and white unite, unite the colours, unite the faiths. From the day one in English, we wanted to embrace everyone, all colours and all creeds.
People are marrying people from outside their own race and so on and so forth. That's, to me, that's the ideal model.
She's not a victim or a person of colour.
I mean, I'm a person of colour, I'm just not a victim.
Would you rather date a Muslim girl or a man? Come on, I have dated Muslim girls. Really?
The ethno-nationalists want this beautiful human being gone, not because of her ideology, not because of the blood running blue, but because of her skin colour.
Some of the people I love and still have relationships are Muslim. And when I looked at that Manchester demonstration, and I saw flags and signs, white flags, I saw things that did not represent me. And bring in Sikhs, bring in Hindus, yeah, bring in Filipinos, bring in people who will integrate, assimilate and work.
There's no Jewish attacks on the West, there's no Buddhist attacks, no Hindu attacks.
Hindus and Sikhs have been a great shining example of how immigration can work and can benefit.
Britain First is a loyalist movement. This means that if you are loyal to Queen and country, then you are welcome to join our organisation.
They all come out and said multiculturalism's failed. I went on record as saying, actually, you're all cowards, yeah? Because what's failed, if we want to admit what's failed, Sikhism hasn't failed to integrate or assimilate into British society. The Jews haven't failed. St. Lucians haven't failed. Open your borders to Hindus or Sikhs. They'll come and work hard and be great citizens in your country. For this call for unity with the far right, something I've never stood for and I wouldn't stand for.
And I almost single-handedly destroyed the far right in British politics. That's not a bad achievement.
I don't think there's any more powerful statement than us four sitting here today. In the face of Islamist extremism and in the face of extreme far right, neo-Nazis, fascists.
Nazi bullshit, fuck off!
We've done more to battle the far right than anyone's done in this country. Anyone. And we've done more to break race barriers than anyone's done in this country. I'm actually hated by the far right. I'm despised as a race traitor.
We're not far right. We're not far right. Yeah, we're not racist at all.
I haven't spoke against immigration, which is why I'm under attack by people who are against total immigration.
These vile human beings, these extremists, we're in the fight back against the rise of these ethno-nationalists and the actual goose-stepping neo-Nazis as well, which do exist.
Race does not feature in our policies or outlook in any way.
Have a good day, everyone, apart from all you little shill Jew haters. Fucking wankers, man.
What's he doing there? What on earth is... I don't know why Benjamin Netanyahu popped up. Anyway, big round of applause to wonderful Dame who made that video. And it's true. And a lot of it, see the guy said, I'm only interested in their personal hygiene. Well, that would be very apt for him because he is on the swinging sites. Yes, he's every day he's seeing his rosary beads and his saint bits. He's on the swinging sites. It's Torag. But that's where they are. Happy feast day to you, Brother John. Yep, it's just crazy. And yeah, so John Kopasaki sent over another beautiful, beautiful icon to come over here. Which is wonderful. Thank you, John. And Mitch Cameron's bringing over an absolutely stunning piece of art. It's American GI statue, which will take pride in place. I can assure you of that. I don't know where it's going to go yet, but we'll find some. When you're over, we'll have a look and see exactly where that's going to be positioned, because that needs to be positioned and bolted down so nobody makes off at any point in the future. Anyway, just to annoy Jada Franson, I got Sammy to send you some pictures of the stump. I wish you'd have took a picture of the tree in the state it is. It's just a stump. Here it is. There's the stump of the tree, right? Wait a minute. Raheem! It's a fairy tree. Enchanted. It's an enchanted tree in an enchanted place. And nobody may put an axe to an enchanted tree. There you go. If Jada Franson doesn't believe it, try it. Go and try and chop it down and see what happens. The fairy folk will get you. The little people will carry you away. Yes, Mitch says the statue he's bringing over, it's unbelievable. It belonged to my father. Well, I can't tell you, Mitch, how big an honour it is that you want to put a statue belonging to your father, the GI, into this chapter house. And I can assure you it will be put in a place of great prominence. It will be treated with great reverence. I can assure you that. And thank you. There we go. So, Jada's having a meltdown because we went full-blown Raheem. But listen, you can't argue with science. Look at that. That's not it. You can't argue with science. Look, the tree was dead, yet it liveth. Praise the tree. There always was a magic tree, but there we are. So, moving on. That was a great film, wasn't it? Great film. Do you see what these people are like, my friends? They are just scammers. And I'll tell you who's a scammer. Laura Loomer. I don't know if you know this woman. Laura Loomer, she's stark, raving mad. Now, I want to ask anybody in America, because I don't know, because you've got a lot of these weird people there, like Obama's wife is really a man, and Macron, he's French, but his wife's a man. Is Laura Loomer a man? I don't know, because I keep hearing revolting stories about her, their sexual practices and deviances, but that Laura Loomer is one nasty piece of work. It's terrible, the stuff she's doing. Never heard anything like it all my life. It's horrible. And there's another woman. What's her name? Gomez. Let's some about the Addams family. There's a woman in America. She's not American. She's a Colombian. I don't know why she's not back in Colombia. The only good thing that ever came out of Colombia was Shakira. But this woman, she's gone mad because the British Home Secretary's banned her from going to the Tommy Robinson rally next month. And she said, I don't care. That's what it burns Karan's not. She's a Torag. I'm going to get in a boat and get there. And if they try and stop me, there'll be trouble. Listen, why are you coming in an aeroplane or a boat or on one of these Iranian hang glider things? It doesn't matter. You're not getting in. You've been told you're not welcome. You're banned from entering the country. Now, in one of the rare occasions that I've got to say I agree with the Labour administration, I agree with them not letting her in because she's none but a loudmouth, troublemaking half-wit. She needs to go back to Colombia. I think she's been taking too much of the Colombian product, to be honest with you, because she does some yapping. But anyway, she's been banned. Yeah, she's no business being in the UK. Absolutely. Paul Telfer says TR rally in May has been cancelled. No, it's not, Paul. That's nonsense. It's not cancelled at all, mate. No, there's a lot of that about on the internet. It's not cancelled. Listen, you've got to be careful. Lady Matriarch gets caught out with this all the time. I get caught out with it now and again. I didn't realise this. If you go to YouTube and punch in, for example, Iranian war, you can punch in and say, oh, America's just nuked Iran, pictures, and you give them those pictures of nuclear. People can tell absolute lies and dress up as a news channel on YouTube, and they don't do nothing. Yeah, if I do a sermon that talks about the LGBTQ plus not being biblical, that film goes. So how are these things allowed up? And, you know, people put them up all the time in our Discord, and I'm going to get in and delete them because they're not true. And the Tommy rally, I mean, I've seen so many posts saying it's cancelled. It's not. There's too much money involved in it for him to cancel that, believe me. So there we go. Very, very worrying, these things that's happening, but it is what it is. Talking about them lunatics, crazy people, the other day, you see what's happened. There may be a deadline, and if you didn't do there was maybe a deadline in the Tehran-Israel war, which for some reason another America's managed to get itself totally roped into. But Trump laid out another deadline. I mean, it was only a few weeks ago he was going to destroy a whole civilization. Didn't really, nothing happened. And then he said, that's it. You've got up until Wednesday to get this dealt with. The Iranians never even sent a response. They just ignored them completely because there's no point. Because twice they've negotiated, and during the negotiations, twice they've been attacked. So what's the point? I don't blame them. I wouldn't negotiate with people who try to kill me. So they just ignored them. Anyway, the ceasefire now is indefinite. But just to make a point, last night the Iranians fired on and seized 3 ships. They're not really, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? America goes absolutely crazy and bombs them back to the Stone Age. They've been doing that for the last month. They haven't been holding back. I mean, Iran is very damaged. The level of air attacks that Israel and America put Iran under is unbelievable. So the people are saying, you do your worst. We don't care. You're not going to use a nuke because that would end America, because Russia and China would nuke America. So you're not going to use a nuke. You're just going to blow us up like you've been doing for a month. We don't care. Do what you want. We're not even talking to you anymore. And that's what's happening. And yesterday, well, the world, especially people like me, were sitting biting their fingernails off with worry. The Iranians decided to do this.
Major scenes unfolded in Tehran on April 21st, 2026. as Iran held a large military parade just one day before the US-Iran ceasefire deadline. According to reports, huge crowds gathered across the capital, with thousands of people attending the parade, showing public support and national unity as tensions remained high. The parade was not just symbolic, it was a power display. Iran showcased its military strength with ballistic missiles carried through the streets, including systems like the Khorramshahr ballistic missile, one of Iran's known long-range capabilities. Alongside missiles, military units, vehicles, and supporters marched through the city, highlighting Iran's readiness even during a fragile ceasefire period. The timing of the parade was significant. It came just as the ceasefire between Iran and the United States was about to expire, sending a strong message that Iran remains prepared for any scenario. Events like this are often linked to Iran's Army Day traditions, where military strength and national resilience are showcased to both domestic and international audiences. Analysts say the parade was meant to boost morale, signal strength, and influence ongoing negotiations, especially as global attention remains fixed on the region. Despite rising tensions, diplomatic efforts are still ongoing, but scenes from Tehran show that military readiness remains at the forefront.
And these parades didn't just happen in Iran, they happened in Isfahan and most other major cities in Iran, because what the American government's done, rather than encourage an uprising, they've gelled the people together, because people tend to do that when an outside force starts bombing you. The people put their differences aside. And I would suggest, and some of the analysts that we speak to would also strongly suggest, that if America hadn't went in July even, and bombed in July, if they had sat back another year, there probably would have been regime change. There probably would have been regime change. Not because the people don't like the religious leanings of the leadership, no, because they're all Muslims as well. It's because the economic crisis was really hurting people. So if they maybe just sat back and left that a year, there probably would have been a regime change. Now, Israel knew that, and that's why they goaded America into attacking, because they don't want peace in Iran. They want Iran to be a basket case like Syria, like Iraq, so they can be the big dogs and dominate Israel. So Israel can dominate the whole of the area. They don't want a strong country there. So it is what it is, and we're left with it now, and it's, you know, the clock's ticking because we are running out of oil across the Western world, which is not good, but we shall see. We shall see. We shall see. Okay, that Alex Jones thing today has really shocked me, but there we are. Let me see now. The grifters, unbelievable, isn't it? Now, coming out of America, Paula White has been usurped. And I'm fully expecting Donald Trump to sack Pete Hegseth and make this woman I'm going to show you his next director of war. I don't know where these people are coming from. Now, there's a debate. Young Sammy in the office with better eyes than me, he says, that's not a woman. This, what I'm going to show you, is a man. I'm quite adamant it's a woman. I would like that my learned colleagues and fellow Templars, knights and dames, to have a good look at this and tell me if Sammy's correct or am I correct. Is this a woman or is it a man? We know it's mad. Right, we know that. You don't need to tell me they're mad. We know they're mad. Is it female mad or male mad? Have a look at this.
Some of you are about to go back into the spaces that broke you, but this time you won't beg, you won't break, you won't bleed, you will lead. I ain't pitiful, I'm powerful, I'm not broken, I'm a masterpiece. From surviving to commanding. You don't run with wolves, you command the pack. This is where identity locks in. God didn't call you to survive environments. He called you to shift them. I ain't going where I'm celebrated. I tolerated. I'm going where I'm celebrated. I'm going where I'm celebrated. And if they don't celebrate me and they don't invite me at their table, I'm going to build my own. And then I'm going to invite everybody I can to sit at my table. So this is where identity locks in. God didn't call you to survive. He called you to shift. Say this with me as loud as you can. I'm not intimidated by what I walked through. I was anointed for it. I am not prey. I am not overlooked. I am not disqualified. I am called. I am anointed. I am assigned. Stand up on your feet and say, I'm back.
Now, what are the trousers all about? I have never seen anything like them. Ken Wood's in. He'll know. Ken, was that a woman or a bloke? Was that a fella or was that a woman? What is that? Seriously, what is that creature? That sounds like a man. That is a male. You sure? If you have an apple, you have a banana. Oh, I see what you mean. Michael Wells says, I am annoyed. No half of that thing. She's imitated. She's imitating. Yeah, what is that? I have no idea. What is it even talked about? I don't know what they're going on about either. They just shout these things, power! Oh no, that's what do you call it? That's Paula White shouts that. What is she shouting? I don't know. But is it a bloke? Is it a woman? I don't know. Did he have an Adam's apple? Wait a minute, I never seen that.
Some of you are about to go back into the spaces that broke you, but this time you won't beg, you won't break, you won't bleed, you will lead.
Ooh. Why is she doing a turkey walk across the stage? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't know. The jury's out. Don't know. We'll have to leave it in abeyance. Only God knows. God knows. He knows exactly what the creature is. I don't know what it is. Bizarre. Don't know. Anyway, thank you everybody who in the chat who's been donated to the flooring job, because we're really up against the time now. Thank you. And with the guy in the day, there's pictures and we'll get a video. I should have took a video the day when the guy was doing it. Anyway, we've cleared all the rubble and we've done a lot of work here, a lot of work here to try and get the place ready for their guests coming here. So a lot of work's been done, but yes, thank you for contributing to the flooring thing. We're just a wee bit to go yet. So I can get that. I've booked it already, but we need to pay for it. So I think we've sent out an email as well. So if you don't mind, see what you can do. Really appreciate it. God bless you. And today, thank you for everybody who's kindly donated to that. Really appreciate it. But just think, if we were in with the likes of Tommy Robinson, bang, he's made about 10 million quid in the last 2 years. In his bank, 10 million. He got about 6 weeks ago, about 8 weeks ago, he got £6 million in crypto in his pocket. I mean, he launched a crypto scam coin, scammed all his people. They're stupid, they don't get it. I mean, we've done crypto, we're just sitting on it. We haven't done anything. We're sitting on it. It's protected, but we need the price to go up and everybody will get their money back and a bit of profit, hopefully. But we're just sitting on it. He launched a scam crypto coin and then fleeced everybody. Unbelievable. It's quite incredible. It's really frightening. But yeah, that's where we are. That's where we are. So what can you do? So he could, I mean, a guy like him, if he was we wouldn't take his money, but if he was a good solid man and said, bang, let me do that, he could have built all of this. We struggled for 5-6 years building all this because it's just us that's done it. He's got millions. There you go, get that done. But glad God uses his people. And I think the reason God is not bring a multimillionaire along to pay for everything is because God wants you to share in the work of building all this. So you feel part of it, you feel invested in it. You'll tell your kids, oh, I helped build a place in Ireland, and you feel invested in it, your kids feel invested in it, that you're there. And it's obviously working, because for Mitch to bring over something that belongs to his father, which is so sentimental value, and actually entrust it to this organisation's priority here, it says it all. It says that people are invested. So if a millionaire came and done all this, it wouldn't have been the same. So God has deliberately done this. And I've seen this before happening. I've seen it happening before. So it's wonderful. We'll do it without the billionaires and the millionaires and the grifters and the scam merchants. We'll do it with good, decent, honest, God-fearing people's money. Small resources, we'll do it. Don't worry about it. It might take a bit longer, but we'll get it done. And it'll be done with clean money, no dirty money. All right? God bless you. What's Jerry saying here? Think of the good we could have done in our own community with that money. I know, unbelievable. He could have bought a dozen churches all over England and turned them into back to churches and community hubs for the Patriots. But we can't question God's wisdom. God hasn't done it. Hasn't forced him to do it. So we don't know why. Because it's probably dirty and unclean. But God's in control, and God will raise up the men when the time is ready to lead the nation. We've just got to get this place ready, because I think this will be like a comms and tactical headquarters for the revolution when it comes. So we just trust him. We just trust in God and let him go on. Anyway, I'm going to leave you now. I think I've showed you him on the day. I'm going to leave you tonight with a wonderful tune. The only tune you could possibly play today. It's the national anthem of England. People think it's God Save the Queen. It's not. God Save the Queen's a British anthem. But many people should say this should be the anthem. And it's a hymn, a religious hymn called Jerusalem. And did those feet in ancient times walk upon England's green and pleasant land? It's all about, there's a period missing in Jesus' life from his 12 to his nearly in his 30s. It's missing. And his uncle was Joseph of Arimatheus. And Joseph of Arimatheus was a tin trader. Yes, this is true. A tin trader. Because how could you do that in the days? It was very common. And the place where you got tin in most of the world was either way over in Afghanistan, which is dangerous because it's a long way away and dangerous countries to go through, or you got it from Cornwall, Britain. That's where the ancient Bretons, the Bretons lived, Cornwall, which is that big skinny bit that points out the bottom of England. So you got tin from there, and it was always been visited by Mediterranean traders for tin. And the way it goes here, Blake, who wrote him, would you believe it? Yeah. He was of the opinion, and many other scholars were of the opinion, that Jesus travelled with his uncle, Joseph Arimatheus, and came to Cornwall, Tintagel, where reportedly the castle of King Arthur, of the fable, King Arthur, the Knights of the Round Table, that Jesus actually came to Cornwall with his uncle trading tin. And so his feet did tread upon England's green and pleasant land. That's the story behind the hymn. And I'm going to play the hymn. So I'm going to let you hear it. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful hymn. Sorry, I don't have the words, but you can look them up. It's just absolutely spectacular. And this is for all the English today. And this is last night at the proms in the Royal Albert Hall. It's spectacular. So all my English people and anybody across the world with English blood, rejoice in this. This is your hymn. This is your country. This is your flag. This is your story. And don't let anybody take it away from you. God bless you. Anyway, I'll be back with you again on Sunday. The good Lord preserves me. But until then, remember, stick close to God. You won't go far wrong. Do us fault.
The country. One of the many traditions here tonight.